Mary of Magdala was known not by her words but by the whispers. "They say she was possessed," murmured one woman, glancing over her shoulder. "7 demons," said a man, his voice low with a mix of fear and fascination. "Unclean," another spat bitterly, stepping aside as Mary passed. She walked among them, but not with them. The chains weren't around her wrists, they were wrapped around her soul. Each step she took echoed with names the world had branded on her. Possessed, outcast, used, unclean. She said nothing. What could she say? Her body moved through the world, but her spirit trapped, tortured, torn. And then he came, Jesus. He didn't look away like the others, and he didn't whisper, he didn't flinch. Instead, he looked straight into her torment. His voice was calm, commanding. "Leave her," he said to the demons, his words like thunder wrapped in mercy. Mary gasped, stumbling backward, clutching her head as the shadows scattered. Silence followed, a silence so loud it brought her to tears. He reached out, just one look, just one glance, and what shame had stolen. His eyes gave back. From that moment on, she followed him, not out of obligation, but with the unwavering devotion of someone who had stood on the edge of ruin and been pulled back by grace. She listened intently when he spoke. She served quietly when others watched. She stayed when others fled. "Rabbi," she whispered one day, her voice soft with affection, "you gave me my life back." He simply smiled. "Mary, you are loved." She walked behind him on dusty roads, through towns where judgment followed like a second shadow, through miracles, through meals, through moments that changed the world. But then came the night. The garden echoed with the clash of swords and hurried footsteps. "They're taking him!" someone shouted in panic. She stood frozen as torches flickered and betrayal kissed the cheek of the Messiah. The arrest, the trial, the cross! She couldn't look away, not even when the sky darkened. "He saved me," she whispered hoarsely, tears streaking her face. "How can I not stay?" The others scattered, afraid, ashamed, but not Mary. She stood at the foot of the cross, heart breaking with every lash, every nail, every breath he struggled to take. And when the final cry echoed, when his body was lowered, bruised, broken, lifeless, it was Mary's trembling hands that helped lay him in the tomb. But love doesn't sleep. Early, while the sky was still more night than morning, she returned. She didn't come expecting a miracle. She came to mourn, to anoint, to weep. The stone had been rolled away. "What?" she gasped, panic rising. "Where is he?" Tears blurred her vision as she looked inside the tomb. Empty. 2 figures appeared in white. "Woman, why are you crying?" one asked gently. "They've taken my Lord," she cried out, her voice cracking, "and I don't know where they put him." She turned and saw a man standing behind her. "Woman," he said softly, "why are you crying? Who is it you're looking for?" She wiped her eyes. "Sir," she said, voice breaking with sorrow, "if you have carried him away, tell me where you've put him." Then came the word that shattered the silence. "Mary," he said. She froze. Her breath caught. That voice. That name. "Rabboni," she exclaimed, falling to her knees, her heart erupting with joy. Not as a sinner, not as a servant, but as a friend. He looked at her with a radiant smile. "Go," he said warmly. "Tell the others." And with that, Mary of Magdala became the first witness to the risen Christ. Not a priest, not a prophet, not even one of the 12. A woman once possessed, now commissioned. Once rejected, now chosen. Her story, it was never about what she did. It was always about what he did. It wasn't her past that defined her. It was his power to redeem it. So when shame whispers your name louder than hope, when you feel too far gone to be called back, remember Mary. Remember the voice that called her by name. The same voice calls you from darkness to devotion, from brokenness to beloved. Because when Jesus sets you free, he doesn't just erase your past. He writes you a new future, and sometimes he lets you be the one to tell it.